to Thursday's math lesson. I am super excited for today because let me tell you, this lesson is so important. Everything we are going to do today, we are going to use this knowledge the whole year. This is so important, so I hope you're with me and I hope you are ready. So first, I am going to flash some equations up on the board for us to solve as a warm-up. These problems, we are going to really work to do them in our head using our strategy of finding that simpler equation based off if we're working with the tens or the ones. So let's use our mental math. Okay, 43 plus 1. How can we solve this? We're adding a ones. So 3 plus 1 equals, so what is this? 42. 3 plus 1 equals 2. So 43 plus 1 equals 42. Good job. We're working to do this in our heads. And there we go. Next one. 87 minus 50. How can we solve this problem? Are we taking away a tens or a ones? A tens. So 8 minus 5. What will this be? 8 minus 5 is 3. So 87 minus 50 is 37. Okay, are we getting back in it? Here's another one. Oh, these are so hard to take off. Okay, this one. 79 minus 4. What are we taking away? 4 ones. So we're going to take it away from the 9. And this is, we still have our 70, but then 9 minus 4 is 5. So 79 minus 4 equals 75. Good job. We've got one more left. Let's see. 36 plus 20. What are we adding? 2 tens. So we're going to add it to the 3. And what will this be? 3 plus 2 equals 5. So 36 plus 20 equals 56. There we go, using that simpler equation to help us solve. Okay, next warm-up is we are going to go back a little bit and we are going to look at our 10-frame flashcards. I am going to show us a 10-frame on the board and we have to name the addition sentence it represents to get to 10. We've done this before on our own, so we're going to review and warm up our brains today. Because guess what? We're going to be using our pairs to 10 knowledge. So here we go. How many do you see? 7. So what do we need to make 10? 3. So 7 plus 3 equals 10. Okay, name the addition fact. 5 plus 5 equals 10. About this one. 9 plus 1 equals 10. And this one. 2 plus 8 equals 10. This one. 6 plus 4 equals 10. So those are all our pairs to 10. This knowledge needs to be fresh in our brain as we learn our new lesson today. So let's take a look at our learning goal. It says, I can identify the next 10 from a number using my knowledge of pairs to 10. So just like I said, we're going to use our pairs to 10 knowledge to do something new today. And that is called making the next 10. This is a pretty tricky concept that we're going to build on, and we're going to use this later to solve even bigger problems. So it's super important that we work really, really hard today. Next 10 is kind of a new phrase. You're going to hear me say a lot, make the next 10. What does that mean? It means that when we're working with a number, say it could be 25, we're going to be asked to make the next 10. What is the number that comes after 25 that has more 10s? And then what do we need to add to that 25 to get there? Adding to your number to make the next 10 is where your pairs to 10 knowledge will come into play. So you're going to hear this phrase all the time. Make the next 10. And that is what we're learning to do today. We're learning how to take any number and make the next 10 using our pairs to 10 knowledge. So to do that, you are going to need your hundreds chart. Your hundreds chart is in your folder with all the other math things we've been doing. So the last page should be your hundreds chart. It looks like this, all blown up. And to keep track of where we are, I want you to have your eraser counters. Have your eraser counters out and ready to use with our hundreds chart. Okay, so this I'm introducing you to our hundreds chart. This is the tool that is going to help us with the concept of making the next 10. On our hundreds charts, you can notice when we go from left to right, all the numbers are increasing by 1. We go from left to right, the ones value is changing. But on a hundreds chart, when we go from top to bottom, the tens value is increasing. As we go from top to bottom, the tens value place is changing. So that's the pattern you can notice about the hundreds chart. But I want us to come over to this side, this very last column. This is super important because this is where all our tens numbers reside. These are all numbers that only have tens in them. So to make sure we are where we need to be, I want us to count by tens this column. We're going to go 10, 20, and so on. So we're just going to be reading the numbers. So I want you to put your finger over on the number 10 and count with me. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So these are all the numbers, when I say make the next 10, we are going to aim for. And these numbers are all tens numbers because they all contain tens. 110, 210, and so on. I want us to count these numbers the say 10 way to remind ourselves why they're all called the next 10 number. So we're counting the say 10 way. Here we go. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens. 100 is 10 tens. Good job, Super Scholars. So, how are we going to use this hundreds chart to help us find the next 10? Let's see. I want you to take one of your counters, any color, and I want you to place it on the number 7. number 7. So we're on number 7. And what is number 7's next 10? Take a look. There's no 10s in 7. It's just 7 ones. So the next 10 will contain one more 10 than we already have. 7's next 10 is, it's 10. That's a simple one. So go ahead and put another counter on the number 10. So we have one on 7 and then 10. So let's take a look at our equations over here. We're at 7. We know we need to get to 10. So we can solve this problem with our pairs to 10 knowledge. 7 plus what equals 10? 3. 7 and 3 are pairs to 10. So because we know this equation is true, we can figure out someone else's pair to 10. So I want you to take another counter, put it on the number 17. 17 is right beneath the 7. 17. So we're starting with the first part of our equation is 17. What is 17's next 10? We only have one 10 in 17. Their next 10 will have one more. What is 17's next 10? 20. 17 goes to 20 for its next 10. So, if we know 7 plus 3 equals 10, 17 plus what will equal 20? It's the same amount to get from 7 to 10 as it is to get from 17 to 20 because they have the same number of ones. So what will go here? A 3. To make the next 10 with 17, we need a 3. Okay, I want you to read these two equations with me. Here we go. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 17 plus 3 equals 20. We used our pairs to 10 knowledge to find out 17's next 10 and how to get there. So let's reset and try another one. Okay, I want you to take a brand new counter and put it on the number 4. Just the number 4. So what is 4's next 10? There's no 10s here. So what would be their next 10? It would be the number 10. So that's where we need to get, so we're going to put another counter on 10. We're at 4, and we're trying to get to 10. So, Super Scholars, you can complete this by knowing your pairs to 10 knowledge. 4 plus what equals 10? 6. 4 and 6 are the pairs together that equal 10. So let's use this knowledge to find another number's next 10. Take a counter, another counter, and put it on the number 54. The number 54. Can you find the number 54? So in the number 54, what is 54's next 10? We've got 5 10s here. What number will give us one more 10? The number 60 is the next 10 from 54. We have 5 10s, and now there's 6 10s. So this is the equation we're trying to solve. 54 plus what equals because we know our pairs to 10. 4 plus 6 equals 10. So 54 plus 6 equals 60. It's the same distance between these pairs of numbers because both 4 and 54 have the same number of ones. Good job. I know this is tricky, but we're going to be working on it. So let's try one last one together. So, reset. Okay, we've got a blank hundreds chart, a new counter, and we're going to put a counter on the number 8. Can you put a counter on the number 8? So, what is 8 next 10? Do you see? It's just 10. So 8 plus what equals 10? 2. 8 and 2 are the pairs to 10. Using that knowledge, let's figure out 88 next 10. So put a counter on 88. Look, it's all the way down here. 88. So that is where we're starting. 88. 88 has 8 tenths. What number would be the next 10 from 88? What do you see on your chart? Would be 90. We went from 8 tenths to 9 tenths. So, if 8 plus 2 equals 10, 88 plus what equals 90? 2, the same pair. You can still see the pair in this equation. Because from 8 to 10 and 88 to 90, it's the same distance we need to travel. So this is how we're using our pairs to 10 knowledge and our super awesome hundreds chart to find the next 10 with numbers. So what you are going to do today is I'm going to give you 3 numbers and you are going to use your pairs to 10 knowledge and your hundreds chart to make the next 10 with these numbers. Okay, let me clear the board and pull it up. So these are the 3 numbers you are going to work with to make the next 10. 66, 37, and 41. You are going to use your place value chart and your pairs to 10 knowledge to solve these. So for example, we have 66. Let's find 66 on our chart. Oop, it's right here, 66. So, with 66, then I'm going to find the next 10 from 66. So I've got 6 tenths. What's the next 10? It's 70. 70 is the next 10. So, in order to solve 66 plus blank equals 70, you can use your pairs to 10 knowledge. What's the ones that are in 66? How many ones? There's 6 ones. So, this is what you're going to do on your own. 6 plus what equals 10? So 66 plus blank equals 70. You're going to do this for 37 and 41. You're going to take a video of yourself explaining your answer. Explaining your answer and talking about math is so, so important. That shows that you truly understand what you're doing. So it's the key that as you're solving, to talk about what's happening. So 2nd grade, I can't wait to see how you make the next 10. Remember, it might be tricky, but with the power